Sit now, children. I tell you this tale to remind you why we are grateful for the goat meat we eat and why we are never greedy, ensuring everyone gets just what they need. Not long ago, Thor and Loki were traveling far from Asgard on a journey to Jotunheim. After a long day, and with a great distance still to go, the gods decided to stop for a night at a poor farmer's hovel. Mind you, children, we have not much more than this family. Anyway, the farmer lived here with his wife, son, and young daughter. Thor was pleased with the man's hospitality, though humble, and offered his great goats that pulled his cart as meat for a fine supper the family would have the honor of sharing with the gods. For Thor knew, in the morning he could simply resurrect his goats with Mjolnir, and they could be on their travels with satisfied bellies. While the meal was cooking, Thor laid out the great goat hides on the ground and instructed the family. Eat only the meat from the bones, then toss them upon the hide. The farmer's son was a greedy child, always taking more for himself at every meal. Similar to you, Eric, taking the larger piece of bread from your sister. Sensing this, Loki quietly mentioned how delicious the marrow in a goat's bone could be, and how a meal with the gods truly isn't complete without such a delicacy. So, ignoring the thunder god's words, the boy quietly cracked open a bone and sucked out the marrow. In the morning, as Loki loaded the carriage, Thor raised Mjolnir over his beloved goat's remains, and with his blessing, the goats reclaimed their life. Never had the family seen such a wonder, but one of the goats was limping. Thor became enraged at seeing his lame goat. As his brows furrowed, he clenched his hammer and sparks of thunder threatened to erupt. The farmer threw himself to the ground and tearfully begged the mighty god of thunder to spare his life and the lives of his family. Thor seemed unimpressed. He offered over his children as thralls, because even a life of hard servitude is still life. Thor, still full from the delicious supper the farmer's wife made, thought it would be a shame to waste such skill the girl has probably learned from the mother. So, Thor accepted the farmer's offer, and the children never saw their family or village again. Now, go wash up and find a way to be useful before supper.